Let's talk about how not to fail the IELTS exam in 2021. First and foremost, you need to do the exam when you are ready to do it. A lot of students suddenly do the exam when their destination country opens up, especially after the long confinement and pandemic. But you know yourself better than anyone else, so you need to do the exam when you feel you're ready to do it. It's a little bit like running a race. You pace yourself, you get your practice, and then you run that marathon when you are fully prepared and in fit condition to do so. What you need to do now is work on your weaknesses, conquer your failings, and get ready for the big exam. A lot of people don't do well in IELTS simply out of bad habits, and there may only be 2 or 3 bad habits. Believe me, I've learned from experience. I failed my driving test 3 times, and I didn't realize it, but I had a specific weakness. And finally, my driving teacher kindly told me that I was not observing cars coming from the left. That was my only failing, and that was the reason that I failed the test over and over again. So I worked hard on my observation, and I finally passed my test after many years. So it's the same for everyone. We all have our weaknesses, and in IELTS you really need to identify what's going wrong. Work with the person that you trust, preferably an IELTS expert, someone who knows the exam, and have that person give you honest feedback about what mistakes you're making and create a targeted practice to conquer those weaknesses. Many students don't really understand the purpose of the IELTS exam, and it's important to understand what it's all about. Really, the final objective of this exam is to prepare you to work, live, or study in an English-speaking country. So you need to be able to communicate clearly and, of course, to understand native English speakers clearly. So this is not like a maths or science exam. It's more an assessment of your ability to communicate, not only with correct grammar, but also with correct pronunciation, with good, clear written expression, listening skills, and lexical resource. Unfortunately, there are many companies out there that promise students the sun, moon, and stars, and they tell students that you can get a great result after only a few weeks with them. What happens? Students end up spending a fortune on these courses, and they still do badly in IELTS. So frankly, you're better off doing a free IELTS course, that way you don't waste any money, or pay a little bit more and invest in a course where the experts are going to work with you closely and pay real attention so that they can help you get a better band score. Procrastination. It is the enemy of us all. And I know for myself, I always try to delay things that I don't really want to do, and I have to fight myself. I am my own enemy. So the same for everyone. We have to try to devote time to doing the things that we don't want to do or that we don't really like. And the reason you don't like doing those things is because they're difficult. But once you conquer your weakness, it won't be difficult anymore. So devote that short period of time every day to conquering your weakness, and that way you take a step-by-step approach, nice and gradual, to reach your objective. Doing unrelated practice for IELTS is a terrible waste of time. So don't bother doing stuff that you already know. If you're already good in reading, for example, then focus on your weakness if it's listening. If you're good in speaking, then focus on writing. So do what's important for you and give yourself a targeted amount of time and try to achieve your objective in the shortest amount of time. Last but not least, reason number 7, don't watch too many videos. And there's some excellent YouTube videos on IELTS, But you don't want to give yourself too much information, because sometimes there's confusing information out there and some videos are not always very beneficial. So what I support instead is working with an IELTS expert who knows what they're talking about, and work with 1 or 2 people who can really help you. Thanks for watching. Good luck in IELTS in 2021.